All right, we're live. Hello, everybody. I'm excited about this one. This is a highly requested one, and we have got a lot of people waiting in chat too. Normally, it's not this many before the stream begins, but that's pretty exciting stuff. So that's cool to see. Well, hold on, we are live, yes. Okay. Well, I guess my phone's just being weird, but okay, now we're good. We're good. Hello, ACI Penseer. I appreciate the support. Okay, so yeah, as always, let me know how the audio is. A little bit louder today, but for some reason I can't just apply an automatic volume increase to this. At least there's no way I've been able to find, so I've just got to work with a limiter and increase the gain. So the audio might be a little worse. If it is, let me know and I can turn down the volume a bit, which should help the quality, but keep me posted on that. Also, guys, just want to give you, as I imagine the people that are waiting for the stream to begin are probably some of the dedicated fans. I want to thank you guys a lot for all the support lately. The views have been incredible on videos. When a lot of the fan base, like the subscribers, watch a video, it gets recommended to more people and that gets out there. The video on that terror mechanic that everyone was failing the quizzes on got to 60,000 views in the first week, which is an absolute record. No video has ever performed anywhere near that level. So that was pretty incredible. Really cool stuff. Okay, now let's talk about Mawile. So pros and cons. We'll do strengths and weaknesses, but I'm gonna mess up the GH again. So we'll just type pros and cons. Okay. So pros, obviously, power, priority. I don't know. It's probably got a stronger sucker punch than King Gambit, I'd imagine. Yeah, I guess we don't need to count, but yeah, it's got a really strong sucker punch, so that's good. Power, priority, dragon immunity, really nice. That's really nice. I don't think other than that it has any like crazy good. Cinderace rising to OU, that's cool. Good for Cinderace. Or rising to not to, did anything else shift? Let's see. I don't see anything else that changed. No, I think it might just be that. Nothing else is jumping out to me. Like, no. Yeah, I think it's just Cinderace added to the tier and then Aztecs tier shift. Or maybe I'm tripping and Cinderace was there before. Wow, playing Mons for about 3 weeks and already at 1600s? That's crazy. That's cool stuff. Okay. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I don't think Mawile's crazy defensive utility. I guess like temporary Lele swap in, kinda. Its bulk isn't terrible. Never mind. Now I'm looking at 50 HP. No. I'll say fake, fairy, and psychic resist. But no, as for those saying King Gambit light, no, this thing's play rough is no joke. That's for sure. Latios? Did Latios rise? I don't know. Maybe, I guess. Maybe it was UUBL before. I thought it was OU already. Also, guys, do remember to like the stream. That helps out. So, okay, let's talk cons. Contact abilities. Oh, those are rough. Those are really those are the killers. So, you know, your Moltres, your Zapdos, your Volcarona. This Pokemon is just not, you can't really ever consider it a constant, you know, reliable part of a Breaking Core unless you pair it with Heal Bell or Tapu Fini, because it's just so vulnerable to those contact abilities. And the birds are some of the few things it can't easily break, so it's kind of a doubly bad combo in that sense. I do wonder, can Mawile... like, can we kill, like, a Moltres with, like, Thunder Punch? I don't think we can. Yeah, so that's honestly, it's like kind of worse than I thought it would do. Like that's still solid, but it's not what I was hoping for. How do I deal with tilts? Oh, I mean, if it's a stream, I just keep on going. If I'm on my own, I just stop playing when I'm tilting. Or I play a ton of games at once, which is not what you should do, but I do sometimes do that. But yeah, no, generally if you're tilting, the problem is your state of mind. But a good way to avoid tilting, if you're ever about to play Showdown, and you notice that if you don't win, you will not be happy with this session of playing Showdown, do not play. Don't start playing. Unless you're just there to experience it and try some things out, have some fun. If you know that losing will make you not happy, don't start playing. Okay. So yeah, there is the Feeny option. I don't think that's the way I want to go though. Here's what I was thinking. Now, as far as Mawile, there are basically two main sets. There's SD, knock, probably like knock, sucker, play rough. And then there's $4 attacks. 4 attacks. I don't really know which one I want to go with, to be honest with you guys. But no, I don't think Feeny Lou is that good either. I think it's too slow for Feeny Lou. Feeny Lou can work, and just general, like, I guess whatever defensive ground you want, but Feeny works well with certain breakers. I could see it working well with, what could I see it working well with? Like a power-up punch Mega Lopunny is going to really like that. For example, a CB Zamazenta is going to really appreciate Feeny. But a Mawile is just so slow, it's not going to really have that many entry opportunities, unless we give it a little something else. So here's my idea. I want to run Trick Room Teleport. Now, the rationale here is pretty simple. Slowbro is a good Pokemon. It's not an amazing Pokemon. It's a little bit outclassed by our friend Mola in a lot of cases, but it does have some benefits. It resists fighting, which is nice for all kinds of Zama. So that's great. And then we can run Scald and then, whatever we want last. Body Press, Future Sight, Psychic Noise, a lot of options. But yeah, so this is the vision. Not Trick Room. So for those of you that don't know, I know Teleport's not a move in Gen 9, or, I mean it is, but almost they slash its distribution. Teleport is minimum priority. So you can use Trick Room and then still get the slow pivot with Teleport, which is a huge part of why this is so good, and yet you never see Glow King in Generation 9 go for Trick Room Chilly Reception. Huge difference, huge deal, that this is minimum priority. So the idea is to make this a semi-Trick Room team. That's the plan, that's the goal. Now, I have attempted this a few times before. It has not gone well. I'll be honest, it has not gone well. I'm hoping this is the time it does. But, we'll find out. We'll find out. But here's the way you want to build Semi-Trick Room. Here's what you want to do. And this is something a lot of people make this mistake. Add 1 Abuser. Add 1 Setter. Then forget about it. I want to drill this into your skulls now, because I can already see people rage baiting me with this later. We have Slowbro, which is running Trick Room. Now this is helpful for a variety of things. Sometimes there's a threatening setup sweeper, right? There's a Poltegeist in front of you that's going to set up, and Slowbro, you can't deal with that fast enough, but if you Trick Room, all of a sudden you can handle it. If there's a Dragonite setting up, right? If there's a Lopunny that's power-up punching, it's about to get out of control. There are a lot of cases in which Trick Room on Slowbro is actually really nice and helpful beyond just, enabling Mawile. And it is generally just it's a solid move. It's a solid Pokemon. And Slowbro isn't craving 4 move slots. Honestly, you could run a pretty good Slowbro set with just Slack Off, Teleport, Scald. There will be games where we do not click Trick Room at all. So here's my request to chat. Well, I'm going to say, oh, we maybe want like a nice water resist, or we want a ghost resist. And someone's going to be like, Chronon, put on a Chronon. You have Trick Room, put on a Chronon. No. We have a tech option of Trick Room with a little bit of synergy on one Pokemon. The best way to build around this is to forget that you ever put Trick Room on this Slowbro. Pretend you went with Future Sight, Psychic Noise. And then at the end, Trick Room. Okay? You do not want to build this team as if the whole thing is a Trick Room team, and if you do, it will not go well because Trick Room is not good. So do not be telling me, oh, you gotta add a Hoopo. That could be another Trick Room setter. Oh, you should, you know what, you should give this Pokemon room. If anyone mentions room service, I'm going to find where you live and throw you out the window. A short window, it'll be just so you'll be fine on the landing, but I will throw you out a window nonetheless. Do not mention room service to me. See, already in chat, we got Ora Fantastica saying use Melmetal because we got the Trick Room core. Melmetal and Mawile do a lot of the same stuff. Lot of overlap there. Now, offensive overlap, not necessarily a problem. I could see putting a Melmetal with protective pads on this team because it can do what Mawile does, but a little safer. I could see them paving the way for each other. But I doubt that's the move. What is this? Abox on my desk is saying we wasted the Mawile stream on Trick Room, guys. Here's the thing. That's the thing. It's not a Trick Room team. It is just a Mawile paired with a Slowbro, and the Slowbro has Trick Room for one of its moves. We are now forgetting that we have Trick Room on Slowbro. So I don't want to hear anybody even mention it. People come in and chat, they're just going to say, oh, Slowbro Mawile core, yeah, that makes sense. Mawile doesn't like ground type, Slowbro can switch in well. Mawile doesn't like fire type, Slowbro can handle that. That makes sense. That seems like a good core. And that's it. Okay, that's it. We're not going to mess around. We're not going to make this a full TR team. We're not going to add another TR setter. This is it. Okay, I think I've been ranting for 3 minutes about how people make this mistake with semi-Trick Room. So I think we're all set now. Mr. S, I appreciate the recommendation there. Yeah, that might be a good idea. I don't know if starting off with threatening the viewers is a good clip for a potential clip channel, but I appreciate the idea. Okay, and yeah, something else. This could also be a Slowking. So, best team member. Slowbro. Slowbro / Slowking. Probably Slowbro. I think generally Slowbro is just better against a lot of the threats in Nat decks. If we look at some of the top usage Pokemon, a lot of them are physical, like, Landorus, Tusk, Gambit. We can actually live pursuits from Gambit. Gliscor. I mean, Lele. Slowking would be better for Lele for sure, but pretty much everything else, Garchomp, D-Knight. Slowking isn't dealing with Zard anyway. Urshi, Rapid. There are just a lot of cases where I feel like Slowbro is the move here. Someone recommended Rillaboom, which I definitely don't hate. Other potential team members. We'll make a little list here. Other potential team members. Yeah, I can see Rillaboom. That was something that was definitely on my mind. It gives us reliable priority. And, of course, the grassy terrain healing is nice with Mawile as well. The concern with Rillaboom, why I don't necessarily want to add it, is the problem of contact. That's what I was trying to say. Contact. I had it in my head, but sometimes, you're thinking so deep, the words don't really come out. Moltres, Zapdos, Rillaboom hates them, Mawile hates them, and they don't really reliably work together to get the obstacle done. I feel like there are just going to be cases where we run Rilla Mawile and both end up burned by a well-played Moltres. I might be fearing that a bit too much. Maybe they will work better than I think to take down those common threats, especially with Future Sight support is nice. But I'm a little worried about that. Yeah, I don't know about Lele here. I think we'll have a tough time supporting that. I think we'll have a pretty tough time supporting that. Pinko, when do you not hold chat in contempt? Never. Always hold chat in contempt. It's the first lesson of streaming. Cinderace is actually a kind of a fun idea. Just because it's such good removal. And it does work well with Slowbro. Cinderace Slowbro is a classic core from back in the day. I think Landorus honestly just usually looks good. It's a pivot. It gives us a lot, you know, it's same old, same old. I could see potentially Gliscor. It'll probably be a little bit faster paced of a team, so I don't think we'll have a Gliscor. But yeah, I see the vision with Cinderace. Good recommendation from Alo with Water Pond. Yeah, I could see Water Pond being good. I'm trying to think though, what's switching into a Water Pond? What's switching into a Water Pond? Yeah, Kartana, Trishula, that was something else I was considering. Kind of has that issue of stacking with Mawile, so I like Ogerpon a little bit better, but Kartana can bypass that problem with Z moves, which is really nice. TP recommending Ferrothorn. Yeah, very true. Pharaoh is always good, and we really don't want to be calling Mega Mawile our Steel type. We want to keep Mawile healthy. It's basically taking 1 or 2 hits a game. Mawile. It's not bulky. It's taking 1 or 2 hits a game. We really want to make the most of that. So when we need to switch into a Tapu Lele, if we don't have a better switch in than Mawile, we have failed. Torn T, maybe, but I don't really see it as being particularly solid synergy here. I do like Raging Bolt because I feel like it does synergize incredibly well with Pharaoh. So I think I'm probably most inclined to add Pharaoh. The next thing you really want to add with these teams is usually just figuring out the hazard situation, figuring out what the speedy Pokemon on your team is going to be, which is always difficult. Speed is always tricky in Nat decks. The good thing is there's no Darkrai. So it changes the standard a little bit of what speed really means. I guess the standard is Zama. That is sort of the Pokemon you need to match or outpace. The good news is we have solid answers to, not to Coco, we have solid answer with starting with Slowbro to these 2 guys, which is really nice. So that means we can, as long as we have something that outpaces Coco, we're pretty good in that regard. If we had, I could see Cinderace potentially being the fastest Pokemon on our team and that being okay if we added a Pharaoh. So I think I could see a Pharaoh Cinderace version of this going pretty well. I don't think Pharaoh Cinderace have the best synergy together now that I'm thinking about it, because Pharaoh's really good at getting hazards and keeping them up, and Cinder is, well, you know what it does, it core changes. So probably not the approach. The double intimidate thing with Landorus could be interesting. That's true. Scarftana is not really what we're looking for. It is speed, but it doesn't really fix any of our issues right now, and it creates quite a few, because it gives us more of that contact problem. The guys, we got to remember the biggest issue with Mawile is contact moves. These contact abilities, and its contact moves. I hate. Ora, no, you're definitely the worst defender in this screaming names category. Cornerstone is interesting, but I feel like it's probably going to end up being Wellspring, just because Wellspring is generally better. It's just so hard to turn down Wellspring in favor of a Cornerstone. Cornerstone sometimes fits better. It is really good against the birds. Yeah, I don't know. Well, we can think about it. I could see maybe Cornerstone being good. I'll put it on the list. Let's think here. Ooh, you know what else could be interesting is a Punching Glove Shifu. I always like that because, you know, it can run the Punching Glove, save itself from contact, and really likes Future Sight. Incredible Future Sight abuser. I worry that will make us too weak to Wellspring, but it is kind of a fun idea. I guess there might not be a world where we go a Punching Glove Shifu when there's Wellspring in the tier, but I don't know. I mean, it is stronger, I think. What's her Shifu doing in this tier? Is it always just choice, or does it enjoy the Punching Glove? Oh, it's pretty much choiced most of the time, which makes sense. Yes, Scarfini is not a bad idea. Whoops. Opening notepad. It's always an awkward stage of the building process like this because you don't really know quite where to go. The archetype we're aiming for is another good question. Because, okay, let's think about Mega Mawile. How fast is this guy? 50 speed. Is that outpacing Tinglu? Yeah, okay, so that's good. Let's take a look at our RU Pokemon and see what we are outspeeding. Probably almost nothing. Actually, that's honestly not that bad. Tying Gambit, so we can't really count on that. And Mola's all min speed, so we can outpace that. So let's see. Mawile enters on. Let's get a list going. Well, not really Pharaoh. Pharaoh maybe. Claude. Hatterene. Glow King. Melmetal maybe, depending on, you know, if we go Fire Punch, if we go that route. Toxapex maybe. Tinglu for sure. You know what could be interesting here is pairing it with a Coco. Pairing it with a Coco, because that works really well with Slowbro. And it could give our Thunder Punch a boost if we go that angle. Yeah, I think we do want to go the balance / bulky offense route is probably the direction we're headed. Aromatherapy Indeedee or something. I don't think that's the answer. And then Alomomola, maybe. Yeah, it is also tricky with whether we want to go SD Mawile or not. SD Mawile is really scary, but I think the fact that Kingambit's such a force in the tier is making me lean towards the 4 attacks, because things are very ready for SD and Sucker Punch is just my concern. Like, I feel like everything's kind of stacked for the Kingambit combo. So I could see something like, you know, Knock, Play Rough, Sucker, Thunder Punch, or Fire Punch being good. Yeah, I feel like I like the Coco angle here. I could see like Coco Cinderace making a pretty devastating core here. Doodle says, "Hey Pink, I just wanted to let you know that I was doom scrolling for the last 3 hours and you going live is the only thing that made me stop scrolling." I'm happy to hear that. Given the amount of time, I as much as I want the viewership, you may want to do something else and get something done, because that would make me feel pretty bad if I spent that long doom scrolling. Also, just something I recommend, because I mean, I've never had like huge issues with doom scrolling, but I'd be like, oh geez, you know, 20 minutes went by there. And when I realized that, I started having a rule, because I just get really intrigued. I'd see a YouTube short and be like, well, that seems really interesting. I allow myself to click on the short, but then you exit out. You never scroll, you just look at that one short and then you're done. Might be a good thing to implement if you have an issue with that. Okay. Yeah, so let's try this angle and just kind of see where it takes us. I feel like Coco Cinderace seems fun. Could it be like Lando Pharaoh next? Leaves us without a real ghost resist, but that's not honestly the biggest problem in the world. There's like one ghost type in the tier. Pretty weak to Zard Y if we went Lando Pharaoh though. That's not good. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. What Trick Room? Background audio when doing a lab write-up? Fair enough. Those lab write-ups are irritating. I've done a few of those myself. You know what could be cool here? It doesn't give us the speed, but I still feel like I like the idea of Raging Bolt plus Mawile. I kind of want to make that a separate version. I could see that working out pretty well. Yeah. Yeah, don't worry. We'll get a ground immunity on this one. We'll definitely get a ground immunity on this one. So we need something that's going to help us with the big Zard, which is always just such a menace. We could theoretically fit in a Raging Bolt here. Well, no, that wouldn't work out because then we'd need... Yeah, that wouldn't work out. I feel like this team is screaming for a Pharaoh, but like then what do we put last? We need something flying that can deal with the Zard, which is only Mega Latias, which we can't really add. And we need a... No, it has to be Lando. Lando is the only real valid way to finish this team. And this is not necessarily unserviceably weak to Zard. We do have Cinderace. This thing can also, like, we can just pop Smackdown on this guy, and that can help. Also gets Moltres, which is a nice bonus. Mawile is certainly immediate power, yes. It absolutely fills that box. Cinderace, let's check Cinderace. How much is a Megazard Y doing? So if we're no HP, they're still not killing with anything. So that's, we get one switch in with Cinderace, which is nice. But yeah, Weather Ball here is pretty rough. We'd have to EV Slowbro to live a Solar Beam for sure. The problem with Tank Chomp, then we don't have a ground immunity. So I think this is, we can call this V1. This just seems kind of okay, is my concern, that this team is just fine, just okay. Because it's got a few other issues too. So I guess another potential version would just be this with Raging Bolt over a Coco. Probably Assault Vest. Maybe Dragonium. Probably Assault Vest. We go Z Lando. I'm actually, although I've never had a cup of coffee in my life. Someone, actually, a friend of mine, I wrote it down because I got a coffee recommendation this week that I thought was just hilarious. One of the girls from the gymnastics team that I've known a while said I should get an ice vanilla protein latte with cold protein film. And I heard that and I just thought, wow, gonna have to go pick up some testosterone supplements after ordering one of those. But I might give it a try. I'll let you know if it's good. So we'll call this, I guess, V2, just like Raging Bolt version. Some pros, some cons. I think it's honestly fine. I think both of these fulfill the defensive slots, just kind of different things. Or is there another version that we should really like give a try to? Well, yeah, I'm not. When I say the coffee thing, it's also it's not like it's like a holier than thou. I don't have coffee. Like it's apparently not that bad for you, and you can reset your alleged addiction pretty quickly. I think all you have to do is not have coffee for like a week, and then your body's pretty much back to the way it was. So I don't know. I've never heard any research saying coffee is really bad for you. I just haven't happened to not have a cup. Okay, let's see here. I do like that both of these versions have a lot of pivots. That is what we want from Mawile. Is there something I've forgotten here? Let's make a we lose to list. That's always something one should do. We lose to. It's probably going to be Spadaf Pharaoh, by the way, just so you can kind of get that in your head. Be a man and have a Red Bull, says the Dark Moo. Like how a guy says Trick Room Slow Bro Trust as if we're not already Trick Room. I'm glad that someone in chat didn't know. That means we've been building well. Diance's a little problematic, but not too bad. Garchomp's not a blast, but it's manageable. Gliscor is not a lot of fun. It kinda rolls us, Gliscor. Tea, you're putting tea in quotes. Oh, that was supposed to be italicized? I don't drink tea either, not a fan. I drink water and milk. That's pretty much it. Ival is... I think, man, it's not great, but it's manageable. Kyurem is... Kyurem's kind of rough. Kyurem kind of sucks. I think Kyurem is not unbeatable, but I definitely don't want to run into a sub Kyurem with this team. Yeah. It's a point of Gambit. Gambit is true. Gambit's not great. We can always run pop like Wisp on Cinderace, but yeah, Gambit's not looking awesome. Mawile being the Dark Resist is far from ideal. Coco doesn't really help with these things much. Helps like a little bit. I'm trying to think, trying mentally kind of calculating which one of these teams is better. Oh, and actually occasionally some apple juice. I'll mix in a little bit of apple juice with water, and I get, it still gets the flavor pretty well. No, not soy milk, just regular milk, low fat generally. Okay. Now Zard we're actually fine against. Opposing Bolt we're good. Wellspring good. Yes, we're good. Lopunny. Yep. Lele we're fine. Volcarona potentially difficult. Not too bad. Honestly, the threat list is not that bad, all things considered. Threat list is not that bad. Kyurem is a bit of a menace. What is Kyurem's usage? It's like 100% for some reason when we play, but what is it actually? 3.9. That's not high. I think I would want to go Psychic Noise on Slowbro if we did end up going that angle. Because Psynoise can get the sub DD Kyurems pretty well. Because you can Psynoise and then Trick Room and then outspeed them in Psynoise, and they never see that coming. Yeah, grape juice is another one that you should water down. That stuff is so strong when you have it, but in a little bit of water, especially chilled, some ice cubes in there, some grape juice, fantastic. Yeah, I'm a little worried about the Gliscor. I mean, we can go, right? We can go like Leech Pharaoh, which gets us somewhere. And then I guess like Gyro Ball on Pharaoh for Kyurem, but that's so easy to pressure stall with Substitute. It's so easy. Kyurem has no problem doing it. I don't think the Sun matchup's going to be that bad. We got a Slowbro, AV Bolt, Cinderace, so much stuff that the Sun matchup hates to see. I think we'll be okay there. Sun also isn't that real in that decks. Well, actually, hold on. How is it that Sun is like almost as common as Kyurem? And yet, yeah, we actually did. Like, there was a recent stream where I used a team that was weak to Kyurem. I think it was the Rain stream. We ran Rain, and like everything we saw was Kyurem. I feel like the entire Nat Dex ladder might be sniping me some days. Like, not actually sniping, but they like, you know, just quickly take a gander at what the stream is. But like, oh, Mawile? Okay. Maybe I'll use my Moltres Zapdos Corviknight team tonight. Do we just go with this? Do we just run it and see what happens? Maybe we just do. It's going to be fine. It's not going to be bad. I don't think. I just like wonder if there's something like busted, like really great we can make happen, but ratio, it's like, yeah, it's probably like a quarter apple juice. It's about what it is. Yeah. Let's give this a go and just kind of learn how Mawile operates and see if we got the archetype down. I feel like Intimidate is good. I feel like other things are honestly just kind of a throw. We'll go with Play Rough. Sucker Punch is a no-brainer always. The last move, do we want to go SD or do we want coverage? Kind of just trying to think about how effectively this team's going to be putting pressure on some of these threats. I feel like despite that I was saying this Gambit, I feel like just the strong Fairy Stab is enough to justify it over Gambit, and if we don't have the boost, the terrain boost, I think SD might just be the move. Let's... Someone said Stone... Honestly... Whoops. Number lock. Stone Edge is a real consideration. Stone Edge. That's not really... That's honestly just not a bad idea one bit. Oh, Olive, that's what you meant? Oh, I didn't realize. Yeah, we're going to go max HP on this. It's just so good on Mawile since its HP sucks. It's like a Toxapex, max HP all the way. Do we want to EV this for Zard? I feel like I mean, how much is it? It's like a lot, if I recall correctly. Yeah, that's going to be a lot. I mean, 100? Okay, maybe it's not that much, actually. We probably do that. Just 80? Yeah, or 248. 248.80, that's not bad at all. We'll do that. We'll pay the Zard tax there, because, you know, AV Raging Bolt might not be around forever, right? And we will go absolutely minimum speed on this. Looks good. Yeah, we don't want to go min speed on... Here's another thing. People get so wrapped up and they put min speed on everything. It's crazy. We still want to outspeed Tinglu outside of Trick Room. Mawile will not have Trick Room most of the time. Alright, on this we'll go Thunderclap, Volt Switch, Draco Meteor, and I feel like Discharge. I'm a Discharge fan on sets like this. And we'll go... We want to outpace Adamant Gambit. Nobody runs Jolly Gambit in this tier, which I love. So yeah, this seems fine, and we'll just go HP invested on that. Cinderace moves are a little tough. I do think we want Wisp for Gambit. Court Change, you need Pyro Ball. I guess that's got to make our last U-turn. But part of me, but then, you know, we get smoked by Moltres, right? Which is not what we want, obviously. Does Mawile ever stay in on Tusk? I don't think so. Let's check. I'm pretty sure it's getting clowned on by Headlong Rush. Yeah. Well, that's not max HP, but yeah, you're still super dying. If it's like a no attack Tusk, I think you still probably have a chance to die based on... Yeah. No, you're not staying in on that unless you've got Trick Room up. Maybe we could just go Smackdown last. I mean, that's not there. I've seen worse ideas. I really want the U-turn, but maybe it just doesn't make sense here. We got knock. I feel like we have enough. We have enough for the birds. Let's try it and just see how it goes. Do we want Libero or is Blaze better is another question on this set. I feel like we actually kind of want to go Blaze because we're not going to get that much power up from Libero anyway. And we don't want to be getting burnt on all those U-turns because there's so much Flame Body going on in this tier. So I think, yeah, I think Blaze is the right move. Yeah, Discharge is so good. I think people should use it more. We'll go Offensive Cinder. We can maybe switch it around later. We'll see how we feel. Maybe FS on Bro. Not running Future Sight on the Slow Bro is kind of killing my soul because I feel like it might be a pretty crucial part of breaking, but we'll see. We'll see how we feel. SR, we're going to go Spit F on this Pharaoh for sure. Leech always knock. Well, do we want knockoff here? Because we have the Mawile. We might, because knockoff isn't hard to say whether that's worthwhile. We could go something nasty like T-Wave. I kind of like Thunder Wave here. Paralyzing like the birds and such, and then we could go. Part of me wants to go. We definitely go an attack last. We'll say Power Whip. If Kyurem gives us issues, we can maybe switch to Gyro Ball. Kyurem absolutely is going to give us issues. Let's go with Gyro Ball. How much PP does Fly have? It's a good question. 20. Okay, that's in track. That I was going to. I like the look of Flyinium Z. Flyinium Zlando is just so good, man. But I wanted to make sure it could, you know, outstall like Gliscor is an important thing. SD Garchomp is hard for this squad. Like, yeah, but I mean, like any balanced team is not going to have an easy time with a +2 Garchomp. Like, you kind of just got to, you know, switch around a little, make your reads, let something die, or do your best not to. Yeah, Future Sight, I know, it could help a lot of things big time, but maybe with Gyro Ball, we don't need to worry as much about... With Gyro Ball, I don't think we need to worry as much about Kyurem, so we'll see if that's sufficient. Intimidate looks good. Yeah, regen there. Slando, yeah, we'll go Flyinium Z. Let's just do this. Let's plug in the same set I absolutely always use. It fits here, though. I know I copy-paste this Lando like a complete bot, but... Well, we can run actually a little bit of a different set today. I think we can go offensive. I think we're good enough against Zard that we can go with an offensive one this time. Instead of this weird bulky thing. We might want a weird bulky thing. Like, it might be better. Though. Let's just try it. This set's done so well by me. But yeah, you don't want to have court change without defog. For obvious reasons, right? Because then, you end up stuck on both sides. Okay, but yeah, defog plus court change, that's pretty solid removal. Blaze, Iron Barbs, into yeah, let's just run this, see how it goes. Future Sight, Skull, yeah, okay, let's do it. Okay, this looks like a good game for Trick Room potential. They've got a Mawile too, which is fun. But I feel like we deal with their Mawile better than they deal with our Mawile. Like, I really like just clicking play rough. Does Tinglu die is a good question. It doesn't, which is insane. That's like a wild Tinglu. It has a chance to, but probably doesn't. I like just leading Mawile. Honestly, it looks good here. Shifu, because now we have like the easiest switch into Slowbro ever. And like, yeah, okay, Banded confirmed for sure. That was, I think, even a good roll in Banded. No, it was pretty average roll. We just go Pharaoh here. I know we're getting gamed on. I don't think that's a huge issue. I feel like we don't need to play out of our minds this game. Terapagos makes sense. We do live a flamethrower. I kind of like just throwing off a T-Wave. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we don't have a great switch into this. I think I like Cinderace here. Well, how much is it going to take from a Terra? Actually, yeah, that'll put us right into Blaze range, which I do not mind one bit. Gets parried, but like, wasn't a disaster. Okay, this is fine. Let's calc that U-turn damage. Okay, so that is a pretty defensive Feeny to take 9%. Yeah, so we're staring down a pretty fat Tapu Fini right here. So, like, Mawile should be able to come in and just kind of do the play rough thing. Looks good to me. We could SD first. I don't think that's necessary. Okay, bro, Taunt was crazy there. Do we hit? Okay, we hit the first play rough. Things are going well so far. Surf, please hit again, Mawile. Okay, well, we had it coming. We hit 190 accuracy move. Honestly, hitting 2 out of the first 3 is better than it usually is, so I will take that. I'm going slow, bro, every time. Like, actually, well, it's so clicking U-turn here. I'm actually going to play rough. Oh, yo, it called me out. Okay, fair enough. Good read. Good read. I'll give it up. We just go Lando here, though, and we click EQ. Like, I think Mawile is not super crucial anymore. Tinglu comes in. Fine. Can we SD and then Z this thing? Looks like it. Yeah, well, hold on. +2 is going to be 82. Yeah, pretty good chance. Let's do it. Let's do the big one. 87% to kill, it says. I should have calced the EQ. Okay, we get a min roll. Unfortunate, but it's fine. We're still alive, so nothing significant changed. Let's go slow, bro. Of course. A U-turn that time. Fair enough. Yeah, makes sense. We'll go... They're just going to click a dragon move here. We can sack Pharaoh. Is fine. And then we can just go Landorus and EQ this thing. Nothing really wants to switch into EQ at this point, which is great news. Oh my gosh, that's a fat bolt. That EQ did not do... Well, no, we're not offensive Lando. That is still a fat bolt, though. That did not do anything. So that's like... Is that like max HP? It's looking like it was either a bad roll or, yeah, that's probably a max HP bolt. Which is good because it means ours outspeeds. We definitely do have to be careful in this endgame, but I think we're still in the driver's seat. So let's go Cinderace here. Okay, we don't actually kill with Pyro Ball, which, honestly, I probably should have seen that coming. Let me just U-turn here. We can go to our own Bolt, because you definitely don't stay in a Draco again. I think our own Bolt looks fantastic here, though. Also, guys, remember to like the stream. We're getting fantastic viewership. Okay, that comes in. That's awesome because we can just go into this and teleport. And it's looking like our Bolt is poised to take this game, if I had to say. Because our Bolt is going to be probably faster than their Bolt. Yeah, we'll go in here and we'll just Draco. If they go into Mawile, we Volt Switch into Slowbro. Yeah, they're going to Thunderclap. They're going to cash out. Fair enough. We Volt Switch here for sure, just into the Slowbro. Okay, not totally fine. And we could Wisp here. We could Pyro Ball. Their Shifu is dying too. Actually, we always just Pyro Ball here. Does my AV Bolt beat Terrapagos 1v1? Based on this damage, I'm looking at the Discharge and Terra Star Storm, but we're going to eat an Aqua Jet beforehand. Unless my calcs are off, I think we're fine to take this deal. So I think I just like Wisp here. Cool. Throw off one of those. Go for a Thunderclap here. Okay, and now we're 1v1ing a Terrapagos, which by all calcs I've been taking, we should be fine against. Yeah, we should just click this twice now and we're good. If it rapid spins, it doesn't do enough next time. It's AV, yeah. They didn't know it was AV, so I don't think that was the cleanest game ever. Although viewership record is like 330 something, so we're pretty close to the cap, honestly. Guys, please explain how Op has a Mawile. Well, like me, they brought to this game the Pokemon known as Mawile, and that's all there is to it, really. Yeah, okay, that was good. I don't think that was a super clean game. There were some mistakes, but it wasn't too bad. I think that was mostly fine. We started with a pretty good position. I think we had a good matchup, and our opponent honestly played quite well, but we just had a really solid matchup there. Yeah, but this is looking decent. I do like the Raging Bolt's performance there. I was pleased with that. Coco definitely wouldn't have done. I do like that Coco can U-turn on Tinglu, though. That is probably going to be a pretty constant thorn in our side. I like that we face another Mawile team. This is crazy. Oh, it's Trishula. Okay, we're facing Trishula. Okay, so this makes sense then. This makes a lot of sense. So Trishula knows our team. We don't know Trishula's team. We've been down this road before. I think we should be fine. I don't see our matchup as being that bad here. I don't think Trishula will lead with Lou. I imagine they're pretty worried about my Mawile. I think I want to start with Pharaoh. And let's just throw off a T-Wave here. Okay. Please hit. Good. Alright. I'm inclined to go Landorus here. Well, can we kill this with the Z-Flight? We can't, can we? Because we're not offensive, yeah. This is a bit of a tough spot. I mean, you could go Cinderace, but then if it clicks like a lot of really obvious moves, you get smoked and you die. Raging Bolt here is not the play, because that's the Zapdos answer. Let's go Lando. Okay, we hit it with a knockoff. That went fine then. We could Supersonic Sky Strike and just do a lot to it. We could go Cinderace. but that gets a little risky because it might go for the Z. And I'd imagine that's got to be what the Z user is on this team. I think let's do it. Okay, good. They just did. So I figured they wouldn't want to go for Trishula. I figured Trishula wouldn't want to go for a Z Leaf Blade when there's a Lando in front. So we got that, and now we can just go for a nice Pyro Ball. And that's leftovers confirms, so we don't have to worry about any nonsense with this Feeney pulling some BS. So we can just U-turn out here. And the Zama, which is a crazy switch. Not really sure why you go Zama here, because this puts us in a really good spot where all we have to do is go Slowbro and teleport, and we put ourselves in an advantage spot. We also see no leftovers come out, which is good information to note for sure. This is where things get awkward, because this Zapdos is kind of rough for me when paired with Tinglu, especially with the Misty Terrain up. I mean, there's nothing we can really do too much to threaten this Zapdos. We're also just a little bit out of Blaze range on Cinderace, which is kind of annoying. Wish Cart got a little bit better of a roll. Actually, I didn't check the roll. Maybe it was like never going to happen. Let's see, how much is +1 Leaf Blade doing with Cinder? Yeah, no, we were never getting put in Blaze. We actually took kind of a lot from that. So, actually, no, there were rolls that put us in Blaze, but not many. So yeah, this is a bit awkward because it can kind of just Volt Switch around on us. Maybe should have gone for a Future Sight there in retrospect, foreseen this and just gone for a Future Sight. I guess it wouldn't have helped us all that much, though. I think who wins if rocks go up this game is another interesting question. We could just go Mawile here and click Play Rough. I mean, that's going to do really solid damage to the Zapdos. And if the Zapdos wants to Volt Switch, I mean, it's not going to like what happens next. So, yeah, let's just do that. Let's just go in and Play Rough. Okay, we get hit with the Heat Wave. And we miss immediately. Cool. Okay, let's go Bolt. So far, we've hit a half of our Play Roughs, so that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, we're going to go Bolt here. And I will actually Thunderclap. Okay, I thought it would Volt Switch on the Switch. It didn't. Maybe it doesn't have it. Doesn't really matter. We'll keep it in mind. This is Slowbro for sure. Feeney's going to come in. I'm clicking Future Sight here. Okay, it has Taunt, which is fine because we click Future Sight, so that's working out well for us. And... but we don't really have an... like, if we had health on Mawile, it would be great, but what do we really do? I'd go Pharaoh, I guess. Like, we can try that. And... but yeah, things are not going well. I'm going to go for another Future Sight here. We can court change that, so that's not the end of the world. But yeah, that miss super sucked on Zapdos. I should have seen it coming, though. I mean, it's like, what else did I really think was going to happen? Teleport, I guess. Okay, yeah, we eat the Volt Switch just fine. Luke, okay, this is the absolute perfect time to go Mawile and Play Rough. You cannot miss this one, Mawile. You cannot miss this one. We're in really big trouble if you do. Does Mawile get slower when it Mega Evolves? Or no, that's just how speedy it is. Okay, thank heavens Mawile hit the attack. That actually opens the door to potentially winning. Because now we can hit stuff with Bolt, which is huge. We're going to go Slowbro here. It's probably going to be a CB Crunch, but then that's fine, because then we just go Pharaoh. Yeah. We'll go Leech here. Okay, it'll just kill itself. We didn't want to rock up because we want to court change. We'd rather court change. How much is Lando worth? Not terribly much, I wouldn't say. Not a whole lot. So how much did that Heat Wave do? We took that Heat Wave on our Mawile from Zapdos. Why is it not showing... oh, because it already died. Okay, yeah. That Heat Wave did how much to us? $63. So that is in line with what we'd expect from a Zapdos of a defensive variety to do. So what I'd like to do is SD here. Then I'd like to Supersonic Sky Strike. Hopefully we go down. Heat Waved us. Okay. So I'll SD here, and then we'll go for the fly. Okay, and so Trishula made a mistake there. They should have kept clicking Roost, because you could have paralyzed and then killed me. But now we get to go into Cinderace, and I believe now we do kill defensive Zapdos, so we're going to go for that. Great, this is good. Now the question here is, do we Wisp or do we try to invert the rocks, is the question. Could also honestly just Pyro Ball the thing. Let's do that. There's no way you sucker here. Oh, wow. Okay, Trishula just clicked sucker there for some reason. I'm going to Draco. We gotta make hard reads. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Cannot believe that when you knew we had Wisp. I honestly, you know, sometimes you just get red. Yeah, that miss was so bad. That Zapdos, that thing screwed up our whole game, but it is what it is. I mean, at the end there, I guess, had I known it would sucker, obviously I would have Wisped and then Court Change. We could have kind of had the world and then just won with Bolt there. But I did not see the sucker punch coming with, I don't know if maybe Trishula didn't know we had Wisp. That's super weird. I was shocked to see that play, but yeah, sometimes you have to make plays, I guess. But yeah, that is what it is. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I really don't think we played that game poorly. I think there's just not much we could have done, really. The Zapdos Feeny Lou was rough when you can't hit with Mawile. Trishula, dude, we had Wisp. We had Will-O-Wisp. Did you not know about that? Blood thinks I think through. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, is what it is. Okay, HF. That's always annoying. Okay, this team looks really, really vulnerable to Raging Bolt. Let's see if Mawile can freaking hit play roughs this stream, because so far we are not doing that. Okay, what do we want to start with? I think Lando is a good start, because, okay, yeah, we can just go... I really want to SD here, but there's just no reason to. Yeah, maybe we should have SD there. Like, no, absolutely nobody just doesn't go for that there. Okay, Glass actually has a good chance to kill us here. I'm gonna go Lando. Hopefully you're not Defiant. Good, thank heavens. Let's throw off an SD. I think they go into their own Lando. I don't think you risk the hard Zard. Okay, they went for that. We'll go Slowbro again. We get U-turned on, that's fine. Yeah, okay, U-turn again. I mean, it's getting chipped, so there's that. We still don't die to a Pursuit. So let's switch. Is it going to be banded? Okay, good heavens. Thank God we didn't die there. Let's just throw off a Z. I don't understand this player, but let's just do it. Okay, fine. Whatever. Yeah, let's go. Let's Swords Dance. Let's do it. Okay. Didn't see that coming. Fair enough. Let's fly. Hit something hard. Actually, that's kind of a bad play, but I guess we're in it. We're in it now. All right. Gonna get damage off on something. Okay, yeah, it's slower and just knocks us off. All right. U-turn. Trishula never... You're bored by building segments, so you don't know the team. Okay, that's good to know, because I'm operating under the assumption that you know my team, which makes things kind of difficult. But then you sometimes know the team, so it's a fun little disaster for me to deal with every time you queue up. Okay, let's try to Draco here. Okay, we do that. Fine. Thunderclap is a good shot to kill. Let's just go for that. Does not kill. They Pursuit, though, so that's good. I'll go Draco. You always, yeah, I was gonna say you always switch out there, and we can go Pharaoh here. Maybe catch a U-turn. Go for the gyro ball. We don't want to rock up because this thing. Yep, I was thinking this thing might rock up, and then we want to court change that. So if they go Zard, this is I have to believe this is a Zard Y on this team. We're gonna go Cinderace, then court change, then go into Bolt. It's a Zard X. Okay, okay, okay. Let's go slow, bro. All right, yeah, yeah, okay. Like, why would it be a Zard X on this team? It doesn't make any sense. Okay, does Flare Blitz recoil? I don't think it's enough. Why is it a Zard X? That's just so confusing. Let's sack Pharaoh for recoil, and then we have to go Mawile again, and then we still die. Dude, why? It's like, you got a Raging Bolt. I guess the Shifu, I should have probably seen that as a more likely possibility. Should have kept Slowbro healthier, but then the King Gambit made things a little tough in that regard. Yeah, we have a pretty good chance to die to the Blitz here from this thing. Let's go Cinder and try to get a... Okay, that's good. That's good. We're going to get a court change off here. That's huge. All right. And it has defog. Okay. I guess I should have seen that coming. Yeah. Yeah. This is not good. I'm going to Draco. Yeah, okay. I mean, I don't care. It's fine. All right, GG. Okay, that went terrible. We lost to a 1500s player. That sucks. Let's see what went wrong there. I mean, it's just the Mawiles. Like, maybe I just played too predictably, but like, we see a Moltres, and it's like Mawile can't really do much. I don't know. This team doesn't. I don't feel like this team should be bad, but it's kind of sucking in these games. So let's see if it keeps sucking, I guess. Yeah. I mean, no, the Moltres with defog wasn't surprising. I just kind of had to hope it wasn't. That was a disaster, though. Everything just went wrong. This Pharaoh is not being good. This team might just be, like, I don't know, too passive? Hard to say. Lando was definitely misplayed that game. It was still tilted from the Trishula game. That's always so irritating, dude. We might just need more speed. Flylando feels fake. It's definitely not. It's a well-established good set. We're not naming the Mawile anything. I nickname Pokemon that perform well. Okay, let's see if we can not keep losing. This team has no Volt switch immunity, so I imagine they're just going to get fried by Raging Bolt. It's probably what's about to happen to them. Let's lead Bolt. Actually, might be Aviala. We probably want to scout for that a little bit earlier. Let's lead Mawile. Mawile looks pretty good into it. This looks like a horrendous matchup for my opponent. I don't think they have any idea what they're doing, so we should be fine here. Pharaoh will be our designated cheese, more Togedemaru answer. Yeah, I haven't used TR. As I said, you should not pretend like you're going to use TR, because in a lot of matchups, you won't. Okay. Circuitry. Specs kills us, nothing else does. Let's go Pharaoh. Okay, we just get Volt switched on. That damage indicates Scarf. Good to know. Ladio's kind of... Probably we're just going to get hit with a Mystical Fire here. Let's go Slowbro. Yeah, we don't die to a Draco, I believe. Yeah, we're fine. So let's teleport. Ideally, it doesn't have Draco. That'd be great. Okay, it's a good sign. And see, this is why you run a ground type, because now we just click Volt Switch. Yeah, this should be a pretty easy, quick game. Scarf Ditto over Cinder to solve the speed problem. Absolutely not. Okay, and then you do the second step of this. You go into the U-turner, and then they call this the Vortex. Actually, I forgot. Well, no, Cinderace is attack invested. Cinderace U-turn doing... Okay, and it's that. So we do just go back into Bolt and keep doing this thing. We have enough. We can take quite a few of these helmet damages. Run, what are we doing, buddy? You forgot your ground type. It happens to the best of us. Just make a call. Okay, there we go. Against this, we can tank with Mawile, so I'm inclined to just go for a nice big knock. Well, hold on, we'll knock off kill. Yeah, it will. Let's just go for a nice big knockoff here. Hit the Corviknight if that's what they want to do. Get rid of the helmet. Beautiful. And we get a nice little critical hit there, so we can actually go for a play rough and threaten a kill. Probably just going to be a Corv switch, honestly, but I don't think we have any need to try to cover that. And now they can't even chip us with U-turn. If they go into Corv, I'm totally happy to knock that off too, is the thing. Because then they have nothing to deal with the Volt turn. No contact abilities, no ground type. Or no well, they did have a contact Punisher, but they won't soon. Player, it's not Helmet Corv. That's rough too. Let's just throw off a knockoff. Why not, right? Actually, let's SD. Let's Swords Dance. Oh, it's so slow. You are a really slow Corviknight. You're going to die here, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, goodbye. Light Screen is quite the move, too. That is quite the move. This is where we go, Pharaoh. You never deal with the shenanigans of these things. It cannot touch Pharaoh. We're just going to leech every time. That's all we got to do. Just go slow, bro. Yeah, because the Togedemaru leftovers heals enough that it will never be able to kill Pharaoh. Yep, there's that. Teleport. Let's go for the, well, let's play rough here. Play rough is the right move, I think, this time. Yeah, this game's a bit boring. There's not much of a game here. Okay, we hit. Good for you, Mawile, doing something for once. We can knock. We don't need to go for the play rough again. Actually, let me check that play rough to 51. Yeah, so that is in range we'd expect, so knockoff should kill here. Was it lagging tail? Oh, it's for slow U-turns. Trishla, thank you for the $2. Oh, fine. For donations, I guess I can do a silly nickname. Jaw maxing. Fine. We'll do it. Come on, run. Let's just wrap this up. I want to test against some real teams. Let's wrap up this Togedemaru nonsense. Stream's been a little rough. Team's not performing too well. Okay, I'm just gonna sucker punch. Okay, bye. Can we get a forfeit? I want to get to the next one. Nope, you're still going for it. Okay, I guess I can respect that in a way. Do we just gyro ball here? Let's just gyro ball. Okay, decent chunk on Zerk. Let's just go bolt. Hidden power, like, fine, like good read, but I mean, what's it doing for you? Tyranitar coming in. Let's go Landorus. We can EQ everything at this point. Well, the level 99 Corp isn't underspeeding like Glowking and stuff. I'm not defending the opponent's idea is good, but, you know, level 99 Corp, Lagging Tail does have some advantages. Not many, but it has some. Okay, Zerk comes in. We'll go for the 6-0, because why not? Yeah, HP. Okay, critical hit there. Cool. Go Mawile here. Knock off. Yeah, we'll just go for another. I don't think there's any cheese this thing can do once it's at this health. It has, like, okay, Fake Out. Probably has, what's the other? Yeah, Spiky Shield, but, like, you know, you're going to die eventually. Cool. Okay. Yeah, that was not winnable for my opponent. That was a terrible matchup. Guys, that is why you always run a ground type. And now we're facing a Regidrago team. What is this, dude? What? I'm still in 1700s. What is this? Okay, we're going to find out how bad Gliscor is this game. It's going to be the fun little thing we do. I'm inclined to just lead Mawile. It looks pretty good against a lot. If you stay in, you do it to Fake Out. Yeah, okay. Now I think we Mega SD. You stay in. Oh, you U-turn. Okay, okay. Let's see what you go into. Because, like, everything should kind of die to this. Mola comes in. I'm pretty sure you get smoked by a play rough if you're a normal set. You have an 83% chance to kill, and then there's also the miss chance. So we're looking at, like, a pretty good chance that this Mola dies. Mola dies. Okay. Mawile doing what it needs to do. You have Earth Power, which can do a hefty chunk. I'm not going to risk it. Let's go into Landorus. You must be choiced because you're a Regidrago, so let's SD. Let's SD again. Let's SD again. Let's Supersonic Sky Strike. I think even if you protect, this will do like not bad damage. And then we can actually fly to mess things up, which is why I wanted to check the PP of fly. It does PP stall protect. Yeah, gold's dead for that, for sure. We've got to be very aware of that Gliscor, though. That is a real threat. Slowbro every time, no question about it. The return kind of did a lot, but we're going to just pour it out here. Or do we Trick Room? I think we Trick Room here. Okay, there's the U-turn. Yep, that's good. I think this is a good Raging Bolt moment. Yeah, we'll just Draco here. Cool. And Volt Switch will not do it, so we do need to Draco again. Actually, though, what I like better is swapping Pharaoh here. Yeah, because of this. You can't touch me. Like, fire? What are you going to do? Fire Fang? Click Fire Fang. Do it. See what happens. Okay, we go Bolt on this because we don't want to get glared. Fine. We'll Thunderclap. Just for a little damage on the way out. Well, no, because it might sub or something dumb. I stand by that play. Well, we will just U-turn here. No reason to mess around. Gliscor comes in, fine. Let's just Scald. Okay, really weird Facade. Don't understand that one. We'll Future Sight here. There's no world where you shouldn't have SD'd. You absolutely should have just SD'd there. But we'll Future Sight here. Actually, I'm liking Trick Room a bit better. Okay, interesting. I'll Future Sight here. Defog SD. Wait, no, it's just Facade. It's not SD. This thing never clicked Swords Dance. I'm absolutely just making stuff up. Let's Scald here. Scald plus Future Sight is actually threatening at this point. Okay, they should have protected there because now they have to deal with Future Sight on a different Pokemon. I think Slowbro... No, well, we kind of want to keep it around for Mawile, for Lopunny, I guess. We'll sack Landorus here. That's the only, like, truly useless Pokemon. And then we'll go Slowbro to get a little bit of regen to help deal better with the Lopunny. Yeah, because I'm going to go into that there. And now we go Cinderace because it's just not that helpful. Not a crucial part of the mission. We can go Slowbro, then back into Cinderace, back into Slowbro. You guys know the drill. Oh, they close combated. That's not good. Let's Trick Room then. Yeah, why not? Okay, and we can sack Cinderace here. And then Mawile comes in, does its thing. We could potentially miss this, which would be pretty bad. But we never do. We never miss those. Also, just so you guys know, going Mawile was not strictly optimal there. It was more so I wanted to do it. Because it'd be funny to get the Trick Room sweep. Okay, and then here we can just... Oh, we can just go for another knockoff. Okay, cool. So we finally used... We got past a Gliscor, although it wasn't SD, so it wasn't really the scary set. And we finally got a little bit of Trick Room, use out of Trick Room that actually helped us out. So that was good. Mawile did pretty well there. This team looks like it gets farmed by Mawile under Trick Room. So I actually want to just lead Slowbro. It honestly looks like Raging Bolt looks amazing as well. A lot of our team looks really good here. Okay. You have to be Zard Y on this team. I'm going to go Bolt. Like, there's no way you're not Zard Y. Okay, and we will Volt Switch here. I'm expecting a Lele. Okay, good. That Volt Switch did not do a lot for boosted. Actually, no, that did exactly what you'd expect. Does Cinderace live a Scarf Psychic? It does, so let's go that. Honestly, I see no problem with clicking Pyro Ball here. Nothing really wants to take this. Yeah, Defensive Tusk. I mean, you're not killing after a Wisp, so let's just burn this thing. Seems perfectly fine to me. And they click Ice Spinner, and they forfeit. Okay, cool. Yeah, that looked like a pretty good matchup, and that was a super dominant start. With their Tusk burn, Bolt was going to be really tough to get past, so that was a pretty easy one. Juice Par, thank you very much for the $10. I love NatDex. Thank you. Much appreciated. I too am a Manat enjoyer. So why did Op go Lele and not Tusk? Because I could have clicked Draco and Tusk would have died in one hit. Whereas Lele was safer on many options. So they made a mid ground and I called their mid ground, basically. Mawile looks really solid here. I'm pretty happy with it. Raging Bolt looks pretty good as well. Who do hazards benefit more is a question. I don't know. It's kind of a weird one. I think we want to start with Bolt, because I think it's very likely they'll just start with Manectric. Yes, 'tis I. Well, Cinderace doesn't look bad either, because we can burn potential Landorus. Okay, so it was just Manectric after all. This does, yeah, this super outspeeds us. Let's go Lando, because you surely never click HP Ice like turn 1. That would be off rip, doing that would be insane. Now, I did kind of forget about that whole defense drop thing. We still don't die. I'll let an EQ rip. Okay, they want to go into Lando. That's fine. We can go Slowbro on this. Well, it might be offensive. This is kind of a weird situation. The double intimidates I don't love. Let's go Slowbro. Okay, just taunt. Totally fine. We can Scald. I'm happy with that. Beautiful burn. We love to see that. Helmet Chip is great too. Raging Bolt just became a lot better. You do not kill me. I am at well with Band. You do, actually. You do with Band. Let's go Mawile here. I mean, with Intimidate, it's like the perfect switch in. We can SD. Their Landorus can't come in to threaten us, so that's good. We can Sucker here. We do kill. Okay, like good taunt, but like, come on. That's not really doing it. And now it's like court change wars for the rest of this. So this is pretty threatening here. I think I do just want to go into Bolt. Okay, yeah, good HP Ice on their part, but I feel like we're still in a pretty decent spot. I'm just going to go for the Discharge. It's going to hit something really hard. Ideal, like a Gold would be great. Pex, we'll take the Pex for sure. I'll go for a... Well, do we Discharge again? Why not, right? Honestly. Well, we're going to let the Weavile in. That's the why not. So let's Volt Switch, and then we can go into Cinderace and kind of threaten that court change. Get that going. Yeah, you don't kill with anything, so I am inclined to court change here. Put the ball in their court, if you know what I mean. There's no innuendo. It's just that. Lando looks so good here, I don't want to risk it coming in on an HP Ice. What I do actually like the idea of is going Pharaoh and being like, hey, hit me with a fire move, see what happens. Yeah, Overheat, because see, now we get in Landorus and something's going to die. At this point in the game, when you can force trades, it's a good deal. I am so down to get Will-O-Wisp. Yeah, unfortunate miss, but that did not matter. Like, at this stage, that did not matter. It still sucked, though, for sure. For sure, it still sucked. But yeah, like Scarf, yeah. You're not winning this one. Slowbro dies, right? Actually, Slowbro lives. Which is kind of hilarious. I think that's actually the right approach to Trick Room. I think that's the safest endgame. Unless we get full parried, this goes well for us. Yep. Now we can guaranteed clean it off with Mawile. Slowbro actually lived out with flying colors. Mawile missing, beautiful. Classic. Classic. I think our Mawile has hit about half of its play roughs so far. That one didn't matter, so I'm not going to count it against it. But we are, like... Of the play roughs that did matter, I think Mawile has hit, like... That's not true. No, it hit a couple. I'm being a little pessimistic. But the Mawile is at like a 70% hit rate on play roughs. It's not been good. The team's been doing better. I still don't feel like it's that good. Like, I feel like we've kind of just... It doesn't feel like we're having really dominant matchups. It feels like we're just kind of farming mediocre teams in 1500s. 16... Okay, this is a more respectable ranking we got here. Lando lead looks totally fantastic. So let's just... I'm so down to EQ. Like, if this Glamora wants to get up rocks and T-Spikes, I'm going to court change those all the way back, and we're going to be eating well. Yeah, okay. Totally good with that. Yeah, they're not going to be happy when they see this. Okay, down goes the pincer. Val, okay. We just click fly on this. That's specs. Good to know. You could go... Yeah, Gambit's a fair play there. I'm going to EQ. We never let this set up. Let's go ace. Let's Wisp. If we miss this Wisp, that would be a colossal problem. Great. We're going to court change. That's going to poison these two. Unless it's like a Boots Coco, which I doubt. And let's go Mawile here. Okay, they had Pursuit. Fair, that's good. I'll give it up. That was good. Yeah, this is still... They're still in such a bad spot, though. Yeah, I'm trying to think what the safest way to go about cleaning this game up is. We probably just go Mawile here. Do we SD is the thing. Well, just because Ival takes so little, I don't think we do. We could go Slowbro Trick Room first, but then that just lets in Melmetal. So I think we just go Mawile normally. No shenanigans and click play rough. That seems like a pretty solid play here. And then when Ival comes in, I think we can just go Slowbro to scout what it'll do. Okay, and we can sucker here. Beautiful. We may or may not outspeed. I see no reason not to go Slowbro. Earthquake comes out first. Okay, let's port. See what this thing is. Okay, I was really glad to see the thing took damage. That's good. I'm going to Volt Switch now into... I think the Pharaoh, because we want to keep the fighting resist alive. And we can leech here. Superpower, totally fine. We're going to leech that up. We can go Slowbro. And then we're going to go for the Trick Room. For sure. No, it'll just die. The Melmetal will die. I didn't think it would take all that much, but... I mean, it's fine. We should just be able to clean this up with Bolt. Seems pretty easy. Okay, Defog is fine. I'm just going to click Gyro Ball. Yeah, this thing's going to die to that. That's GG. Yeah, like there's no way out of this one. I don't know. I feel like we're not like that game didn't really feel real. I feel like we need to face some strong opponents and to really test this team, because I just don't know about that. I feel like I'm trying to put it into words. I think the problem with this team is that we're counting on a primary breaker of Mawile that's just too slow. And I don't really think anything else on the team can break that well. Well, so much for real teams. Now we're facing this. Rabambi's kind of annoying. I mean, we can core change, so like we're not worried about that aspect of it, but I think we lead Pharaoh. Okay, they're going to lead with that. Fair enough. I don't know what this is the problem. Let's go Slowbro is a safe bet to start. Okay, now we can go Bolt pretty easily. They also, I should have realized this earlier. I got to do my team preview analysis, practice what I preach. They do not have an immunity here to Electric, so that's really good. Go for a Volt Switch here. Rabambi comes in, makes sense. Like, just Pharaoh seems pretty easy. I'm down to just Gyro Ball this thing. Okay, fine. Let's go Bolt again. Is fine, and then we'll Volt Switch here. Scorching Sands here will not actually do it, which is crazy. Okay, Rabambi's going to go down, which is good, so we don't have to worry about any shenanigans involving that guy. Cinderace does pretty well into every... I mean, not the Arcanine, but we can just... We've got a Slowbro and a Lando. So when you're in a situation where you know your opponent's getting a switch advantage, you want to try to push them into something that you can easily handle. We'll Wisp this. Okay, that's a good sign. No mixed Como is running Iron Head. I can tell you that pretty confidently. So I think we've shut this operation down. But what if it is? No, none of them are running Drain Punch. Yeah, we're fine. So, Teleport. Yeah, because it's just going to be Zard. I would have clicked Trick Room if I didn't think they were going Zard, but Zard there just made all the sense in the world, and we can just go for another one of these. Overheat does a crazy amount of damage, but Raging Bolt did what it was supposed to. Okay, there's another win. Yeah. Mega Manectric is such a lame mon. It's weird. I disagree with that take. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we're not facing real teams. Like, we're 7-2. It's been going really well since the beginning, but I'm worried just Mawile is not consistent enough. The team's feeling like... I feel like the Pharaoh and Lando are kind of underperforming. Because the problem is we don't really need rocks, is the issue. Like, because we keep wanting to court change later. This whole hazard situation is just awkward, is a good way of... It's just awkward. And I'm not loving it. HF. All right, let's see what this is all about. You know what? Another idea. Actually, here, this could be interesting. I kind of have an idea. We could go... drop Cinderace for Coco, because we've got Defog, and our team isn't that weak to hazards. We don't really need Defog and Court Change. I could see this being good. I don't think Cinderace, being a fire type, has been doing any like crazy crucial work. It's been good with Gambit. I'll admit, it has been good with Gambit. Is there a way... Yeah, the Gambit is really the main thing that worries me if we make this change, but I can't help but wonder if there's some other workaround we could go with for that. Gambit, I'll write that down. Gambit seems problematic here. Like, the Cinderace has not been bad, though. But the Pharaoh has. The Pharaoh has been bad. Maybe we just throw it all into offense and get rid of the Defog core and go with a more offensive ground type instead of Landorus. But anyway, this team looks like really, really good for Mawile. And I think we've faced this opponent before. So we got to be aware of that. They know a little bit of what we're up to. What are they going to lead with is a good question. I feel like I like Slowbro here because it covers a lot of what they're going to do. I suspect it'll be Alo. Slowbro is also just not defensively crucial this game, so we can afford to eat like a Specs Lele Moonblast and be fine. That's not going to be like a disaster. There's no Lopunny, there's no Banded Shifu. Sorry, I've not been seeing chat for a while because... I don't know, stream was just being laggy. But yeah, I agree. Mega Gallade needs sharpness. Yeah, Cinderace has been good. We need to either... This Hazard Core is not working, is my main... Okay, well, that didn't go so well. Let's go Pharaoh. I'm surprised they led with Bolt, because Pharaoh is kind of like... It loses to Pharaoh and Lando, which are very popular leads. I'm inclined to go Cinderace here. Okay, they knock off. Fine. Let's Wisp here, because you never... You might stay in, actually. Yeah, you might. Let's Pyro Ball. Okay, we get a nice burn. I'll U-turn here. We'll see if it's Helmet. And I think we just go... Pharaoh, probably, because we don't want to invite in the Bolt again. We actually got a hilarious amount of damage off on that Mola, just with burn and chip and iron barbs and all that. Yeah, this is fine. We go Cinderace, so it's unlikely to two-shot our Cinderace, so it might put us into Blaze range, which would be epic. It's actually kind of what we're angling for. Yeah, that's fine. A U-turn here. If they get the knock, we just go Slowbro, and it's like, oh no. You know, it's not the end of the world. Like, yeah, I mean, it's fine. We can just Future Sight here. Slowbro keeping its item was not in any fashion a crucial part of this game. And okay, they're gonna absolutely try to go Sableye here, so let's go. Okay, good play. Our SD Lando looks so good, I do not want to risk it. Let's go Cinder and U-turn here. Okay, fine. We can go throw off another Future Sight. I feel like I'm so down to play this slow because I see this going our way. I'll switch Mawile this time. Yeah, okay. Because see, eventually this was going to happen, and now we're just going to do our thing. Yeah, adios Sableye. Okay, so that's out of the way. I think our opponent honestly made a good call there. This matchup looks really tough, and our opponent just immediately said, you know what? Well, actually, hold, this can't. I'm just gonna play rough. Yeah, like oh, come on, Mawile. Oh, Mawile managed to hit through Para and T-Bolt. Actually doing something for once. Absolute legend. As much as I want to keep Mawile around, I don't think its odds of doing anything this game are very good. How do we break without Mawile is the question. I guess we can kind of do it with... we've got Lando, so we'll be fine. We'll just go for a play rough in case Lele wants to get greedy and go for like Calm Mind shenanigans here. But yeah, Mawile just... The reason I actually liked our opponent staying in there with Sableye, because I feel like they were in such a bad matchup that it makes sense there to do that. Anyway, Landorus. I'm inclined to go Landorus right... Well, no, but then it might get outsped in like Psyche MZ or something, which would be pretty bad news. Let's go Cinderace and U-turn on this. I think that's a good, because we can kind of see if it's Scarf or not. Moonblast will put us into Blaze range, which would be really nice. And then we get a slow pivot. And if it's not, then I think we go into probably like Pharaoh sack, and then back into Cinderace. Okay, we U-turn on a Ting-Lu. Beautiful. Lando. Can we just go Lando SD? Start doing this thing? It's going to be 2 leftover cycles, so that'll be at 86. So yeah, this works. Okay, good Whirlwind. Let's go Slowbro. Let's start doing the Scald thing. Okay, good gold. Let's sack Pharaoh here. It's about time we let that go. Oh no, that's Air Balloon. We don't need to let it go. We can go Bolt on this. And then we'll Draco. No reason not to. Yeah, okay, we miss. Cool. Let's go Slowbro, and then we can just port. Okay, that's obviously annoying. Yeah, we'll sack Pharaoh here. Our opponent's doing a good job in this endgame. We are in Blaze range, finally. Let's go for the big... Oh, this is going to kill if we hit. Please hit. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Blaze. Yeah, so I think that pretty much confirms Scarf Lele based on the way they were playing that. So, good to know. Yeah, and now they just lose to Landorus, I'm pretty sure. So I think they're well and finally totally cooked. I'll U-turn. We can live another rock sentry, so I'm good to U-turn here. Fine play, but we just go in an EQ now. Let's go for the Z here. I don't want to... Okay. Tinglu, fine. EQ. We have to just keep mashing attacks at this point. Just don't let them heal is the key. That's a pretty defensive Lu, I think. No, that was just like maybe a Superman roll. One of the two. It's Pyro and hope we hit. Okay, we do. Beautiful. Now we just court change. And now we just... Yeah, we just win with Lando. Go Bolt here. Yeah, our opponent, forgetting about Blaze, kind of made this game not much of a game at all. Yep. They were doing really well up until the point where they forgot about Blaze, which is a shame, because that would have been a good play on their part if, you know, their Lele didn't just get one shot. But yeah. Yeah, this is a good... I think, yeah, Hazard's situation is awkward. Wait, where's the team we're actually using? What is this? I'll say, yeah, Hazard situation is awkward, and Mawile relies too heavily on Mawile to break. Those are, if I could summarize it, those are the two issues. GG. Like, we're winning, but it doesn't... It feels like we're winning with a fine team, not a great team. We're 8-2 now, so, like, the record's good, but... It's not feeling that good. But I think we've got, like, 15 minutes left. But I think finding exactly what's wrong with the team is an accomplishment in and of itself. But yeah, Landorus is just not consistent enough as a breaker. I want to see, are there any other ground types that could, like, actually break for us? Not really. Zydog is honestly, I'd love to run a Zydog here, but I just don't think we can fit it, is the problem. Maybe, like, Zydog Corv could be kind of interesting. Zydog is so underrated. Or wait, it'd be like Corv over this. Well, then we don't have a rocker. No, but like, we've got to change this team so we have like another source of immediate power. Because Bolt, we keep running into Tinglu's, the other thing. That's weird. Anyway, though. Okay, Mawile lead. How's that? How's that matching up? I think I like Mawile. Well, we kind of want to keep it healthy for Dragonite a little bit. Do we kill Diancie with Mawile? How much are we doing? Base form Diancie's taking loads, Mega super dying. Yeah, let's lead Diancie. And then just Mega Evolve, play rough. Because if they go for the, you know, the rocks, we can just court change that later. Do we get, let's see, do we get, oh my gosh. Whew. Somebody, you know, ate their food this morning. Oh my god, that Diancie is fat. Let's hope it doesn't have, it's probably got Endeavor, yeah. Okay, well, we take it out. I was hoping to keep enough for a Dragonite E-Speed, but I don't think there was any, like, better way to handle the Endeavor at that point. Yeah, that's, like, yeah, that's at least max HP. It's probably exactly, no, that's more than max HP. That's max HP, and then, like, a good, is that max defense? That was in range where that was very feasibly a bold max Diancie. That was a bold max Diancie, I'm pretty sure. Wow. I'm trying to think, had I known, how would I have started the game differently? I don't really know. Hard to say. I do want to keep Mawile around for the Prio. The Sucker Punch could be pretty crucial for the Volcarona. Wellspring comes out. Yeah, I'm inclined to just go, well, yeah, Pharaoh's not really good for anything else, so let's just, might as well, right? Let's T-Wave here. Oh, T-Wave Volcarona, yeah, don't mind if I do. We can go Cinderace here. Perfect Cinderace opportunity. And then we court change. Yeah, Mawile does seem to do a lot of trades, which is really bad when your team relies on it as a breaker. Cool. Oh, and we're Blaze now, and we can kill this thing with a Pyro Ball, because you're an offensive... If we hit, we kill this thing with a Pyro Ball here. Cool. We do. Cinderace has been... Mawile can't hit anything. Cinderace has been hitting all of its Pyro Balls. We U-turn here, and then we go into... Maybe... No, we want to keep Slowbro healthy. So probably we just U-turn into... But the chip would be good. Discharge and Thunderclap is not quite doing it. So... No, let's just go Bolt here. Oh, interesting. They Earth Power. Okay. Well, it's Draco. Seems fine. Bolt is not super crucial for this endgame, so I don't mind it losing health. Okay, cool. And then we just Thunderclap, don't we? Like, even at this minus special attack, we're still... Draco's still doing enough to threaten Dragonite, so... I don't feel like we're... How did that Thunderclap kill that Terrapagos? Was that just like a super high roll? I think that was just like a max roll. Why not swap to Zeeble? Zeeble doesn't really fix the problem, I don't think. Like, I think the team could defensively afford it, but it would make us a little worse against Ardwai, and it's like, it's still not getting past the Ting Lu. Like, a Z Draco Meteor Bolt is not actually a real breaker, I don't feel like. I don't think it's muscling past what we needed to. We're going to just clear Draco here, though. Z Chomp? Yeah, but then... So, like, but Bolt has been so good against the birds. I don't think we want to replace... I don't think we want to do any replacement stuff. Yeah, Landorus Z Fly here looks so free. I can't imagine not just doing that here. Okay, D-Knight goes down. Cool. Pharaoh every time. Well, how much is... Are we breaking a substitute with Gyro Ball? Yes, we are. Okay, let's go Pharaoh then. Yeah, let's Gyro. I don't think we want to risk sub. Okay, yeah, cool, cool, cool. We might live the next one. Oh, we do. Beautiful. Good job, Pharaoh. Okay, now it's going to be a game of can the Zamazenta get past a Slowbro? And I'm going to spoil that one for you guys. The answer is no, it cannot. Yeah, there's the story. Okay, it's probably Resto Chesto, but, like, cool. Like, you're still not doing nearly enough. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like, yeah. Yeah. That's the, yeah. GG. This is one thing that Slowbro is better at than Ala, which we gotta respect. Okay, that's 9-2. I really have to use the bathroom, so we're gonna search another one. I'll be back in a second. All right, we got a game. Okay. It's got a Treads and a Zapdos, so that kind of makes for a rough combo. Slowbro looks really good if we can avoid it getting Pursuit killed. Yeah, I agree. This Lando Pharaoh have not been that great here. They've not been impressing me. Like, can we just go Landorus? Lando lead might be the middle. Let's just do that. It looks okay. Zapdos, interesting. Makes sense, I guess. Let's go Bolt. Okay, works. Let's Draco. I imagine you probably go Treads here. Yeah, the Zapdos is rough for this team as well. Let's see, do we get the... We did catch the Treads at least. It is leftovers, which is horrible news. That's not what we want to see. Let's go Slowbro on this. Okay, they get up rocks, which is actually good for us. I do just want to Scald here. Burns look great against this team. Oh, HF. Forgot to say HF. Let's Scald again. Honestly, I think we're at that point. This is... Are we? Yeah, I'll Scald again. Well, if they Volt Switch into Gambit, though, we're in a really tough spot. But we gotta burn something, dude. I think we have to Scald again. Okay, good. Glad I did. Greed always pays off, guys. Let's port. Into what, though? Zapdos in particular is rough because our whole team sucks against it, and Mawile just comes in and gets Volt Switch, chipped for next time. Maybe Mawile Knock is good here. Because then we can threaten it with rocks. I think that's the angle. Oh, but then it might Volt Switch, but if it doesn't, if it switches out, Knock will be really good here into, because I can't, well, or is Play Rough better? I think we Knock in anticipation of the Treads. We Knock in anticipation of the Treads. If we can get the Treads chipped, we can start doing stuff with Bolt. Heat Wave misses. This time our opponent on the end receiving... Okay, we get Staticked immediately, which... Fair enough, I guess. Let's SD, honest, because they're going to Roost here, and I want to be able to threaten them next turn. Okay, we don't get the SD off. Makes sense. We'll Play Rough here. All right. Well, okay. Well, okay. Well, that we got taught a lesson pretty quick there, didn't we? You think you got some good RNG? It was all an illusion. Get absolutely rolled by this. That's the lesson there. That sucked. I think we're still okay. Like, at least Zapdos is knocked and burned, but yeah, that full pair into the Heat Wave crit, static into the full... Oh, jeez. That sucked. Yeah, that sucked. Shifu. I'm gonna Wisp. I don't think you ever go for Surging Strikes here. We have to be bold. Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're Scarf, you U-turn. If you're whatever set you are, you U-turn there. Wisp looks amazing here. If the Zapdos comes in, we can just Pyro Ball it, finish it off. Professional Rose. See, the problem there is Zapdos doesn't actually stay in to eat. Okay, we might kill. We probably kill here. Yeah, we probably kill here. We can Pyro Ball, take this thing out. Which is huge for Slowbro. Okay, cool. Yeah. It's not really weak to bird. Well, no, it kind of is weak to birds. Too weak to birds. Yeah, this team has quite a few issues. It's just these last three that are, or these last two really, that are awkward. I'm gonna U-turn into Pharaoh, I think, is the play. Joey is gonna win. Appreciate the attendance. Have a good night. Let's go Pharaoh. Spit drop I don't love. Because, well, for obvious reasons. Let's go Slowbro here. If they have Mystical Fire, they definitely click it. But yeah, if not for the Spit drop, we lived a Mystical Fire here and went for a Gyro Ball, so... yeah, not great. How much is Slowbro taking for a Moonblast? It's probably a low... okay, that's actually not as bad as I thought. Okay, so we're gonna go Pharaoh again then. There's no way you had Mystical Fire and don't click it there. I mean, unless you do. If you're a mad lad, like, you know, if you're just built like that, okay. I don't think so though. I don't think you have it. You had it. Okay. They had it, folks. They had it. Let's EQ here. Wow. they had the Mystical Fire. They did go for the crazy read. In that case, yeah, that EP drop then really did suck because we could have Gyro Balled and stayed in there. And Pharaoh was amazing this game with Leech Seed, so that really, really sucked. Lando's going to do its thing here. Hopefully they stay in. Hopefully they don't E-Speed as well. Do we get the kill? I believe we should always. Okay, good. We do get the kill. That's huge. EQ now looks amazing with Landorus. No, you don't want to double down on TR. We've used TR in a few select cases where it helped. You do not want to double down on TR. It's a huge mistake. Okay. Interesting situation we're in here. EQ, I'm going to EQ. It's probably a pretty non-controversial start. Sucker shouldn't kill here, based on that knockoff damage. So let's EQ. We get critical hit. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. That's awesome. That's really great. That's great. Yeah, no. Okay, this last time, game just said no. You're not going to win this one. You're not going 10-2. It's too many wins. And of course, they got the read. Absolute BS. Yeah, that's just a load of nonsense there. We'll Thunderclap. I mean, yeah, like there's a chance we can actually reverse this with Slowbro. Actually, I'll Draco here. No, we can't afford to. We can Thunderclap. Okay, that one. Yeah, there's a small chance we can reverse this with Trick Room Slowbro, but not much of one. That critical hit was so bad on that Gambit. Oh my god. Dude, because we would have kept Lando alive. We absolutely wanted Lando alive there. How much is Scald doing? We shouldn't kill with Scald, so we're going to go for it here. Does Diancie die to a Scald? Has a chance to. It's good enough for me. There is a chance we do this with the Slowbro. We don't want to kill here. Okay, beautiful. That's correct. That's what we want to happen. Now we Trick Room here. Can Raging Bolt live a a Moonblast. Yeah, I can. I think if our opponent's smart, they should not want to sack this Treads, and they'll go Bolt here. Well, how good is our opponent? So, okay, I'm going to Scald here. They really should go Shifu here. They should go Shifu. Yep, okay. Yes, sir. I'm going to discharge the Diancie. I think they go Diancie. Actually, yeah. Okay. We're going to Draco the Treads now. Nope, we didn't get that one. Actually, no. We're going to Volt Switch this time. Or no, we're going to Discharge. Okay. Still doable. I think Slowbro can live. Yeah, we TR here. Gonna go into Bolt here. On the switch to Shifu, and then we're gonna Draco. Okay, we got it. I think we got it. I think we got it, guys. I think we got him. Draco kills Bolt here. Draco kills... If we hit, I think we've got him. I think we've done it. Because I believe what we do, we just go Slowbro here and we Scald. Well, how much does EQ do? $25.2. 25.2. So Rocks up will kill us. So we do switch in Slowbro here and then we Scald. And how much is Treads taking from a Slowbro Scald? 40. It's taking too much. You do always die. Unless they critical hit the EQ here, we win this game. They do not critical hit the EQ. We Scald here. I deserve like some kind of Nobel Prize for that game. That endgame should be studied for centuries to come. That was insane. That may be the most clutch comeback of my life right there. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was a game of Pokemon, folks. That was a game of Pokemon. Holy. That's one for the books. Gotta download that. And look at that. That's going to be 10-2. We got some bad luck that game. Oh man, those were some plays to pull that one out. Those were some. I could afford. That was a series of like 10 turns, and I needed to predict my opponent every single turn. And I had leeway for one wrong play. And the one wrong play, we Draco Meteor to Diancie. But we got... Okay, so we went up a ton of ELO. We got to 1847. We went 10-2. That's the wrong one. Yeah, no, that is the craziest game. I think that is without a doubt in all of my I don't know, what is it? Probably 10 years at this point of playing competitive Pokemon. That was the craziest endgame I have ever done. That's the most insane endgame I've ever pulled a win out of. That was so bad. After the King Gambit sucker crit, I was like, there's no way. Although you gotta check out the VOD for that. That was something. Okay, format list is loading. I don't think we're ever going to find out where we are in the Natdex. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so we got to like top 22 with Mawile. Pretty honestly, like about 100 elo right from rank 1. Send that to the boys. Yeah, that was something. Yeah, single critical hit could have done me in as well, for sure. That was so tense. I can't believe I brought that one back. Whew. All right, well that's a fantastic place to end the stream. Went 10-2. Actually, no, we got to talk about one more thing. Mawile Part 2. So we definitely need to adjust this team. There were good parts. The trick room was really not bad on this. Remember when I told you guys, like, it's nice in some games, but mostly you ignore it? That's how you want to build these teams. But yeah, wow. Slowbro, just Slowbro sweep. Who thought that'd be how it ended? But no, Mawile itself did not do that awesome this stream, but I think part of it is that we put way too much on it as a breaker. Like, here was the problem. Mawile would do great early game and, like, get a kill or two, and then we'd be like, well, we lost our breaker. And then we'd like slowly start losing, and then we'd barely win. That's kind of how a lot of these games went. So I think we need a secondary breaker. I did like the AV Bolt. I did like that special defense. I don't think the answer is going Dragonium Xeon Bolt, and I don't think Dragonium Xeon Bolt is a real breaker. Like, you're still not getting past Pharaoh, you're still not getting past Tinglu, and then if you pop the Z on the wrong thing, God forbid, you're useless as, you know, a dead Mawile. So, you know, I don't know, but we need to change the last two Pokemon in this team. Lando was pretty good, honestly. Like the Flyzy Lando. Pharaoh, though, I feel like actually was flipping burgers this entire stream. Oh, bro stays for sure. Those slow bro stays. The slow bro was incredible, and I do think it fits well with Mawile. I really do. Like it. I think there's good synergy there, and the trick room is cool as well. But yeah. Yeah, I think the Pharaoh was flipping burgers. It was doing nothing, just on the sideline. D1 bench warmer, which I'm a huge Pharaoh fan. It's usually super clutch, but it just did not really pull its weight this stream, I don't think. Yeah. Anyway, we got quite a few votes in. I think I'm gonna end it there. 90% say yeah, let's do it again. Surprised so few people love clicking like their opinions, and yet like 170 people in here, only 40 voted. It's kind of crazy, but all right, we got that up. Yeah, I guess we'll end it there. We will try Mega Mawile again, and I feel like we kind of had the archetype correct. We might want to next time try out a non-SD model. My concern with non-SD is just really the the Allo. Is a bit of a concern there. So we maybe go like Thunder Punch if we do go 4 attacks. But yeah, the Slowbro was absolutely epic. MVP of the stream for sure. Jaw maxing was fun. Yeah, thank you guys a lot for attending. I had a great time. Obviously, I was kind of irritated the whole stream a little bit because I felt like the team just wasn't that good, and I have a difficult time throwing myself into and like really trying to like lock in with teams that I don't believe in. But I didn't really feel like I had time to fix it. But we'll try it another time, and we did end up getting an insane game at the end. So I'm pretty pleased with that. The fact that I managed to pull out a win there. I was like, there's only one way we do this, and it's with a Slowbro Trick Room sweep. But I didn't really think it was possible. It's just nuts. All right, let's try to time this right. Do this in 3, 2, 1.